Matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New Orleans Saints. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. Oh, here's pressure, and the Saints block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Well, not only did they block it, the awareness to go and grab it and then take it into the end zone for 6 points. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And the numbers for Latavius Murray last time out. 24 carries, 104 yards, and a score as well.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Brees on third down.
Saw a man come.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Murray. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Shotgun now for Brees. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. A lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic.
Prescott now from the 50. And that will be incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their...
Oh, now Murray has it stripped.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready. 95-56, 95-56. Ain't
no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Switch.
On second down, it's Murray, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still fourth down upcoming. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Latavius Murray getting set to go again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Cowboys have recovered. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down. Draw play, Elliott. And good running, going to get this down close to a 1st at the Saints 29. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Complete to Jason Witten. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Randall Cobb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. We remind you that coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, we finish off the first quarter of the season with an AFC North battle from the Steel City. The Bengals and the Steelers kickoff scheduled for 8:15 Eastern. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Now a play fake. Brees. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Open man is Michael Thomas. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
On 1st down, Murray. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Brees. That'll be complete to Cook. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They fake the give. Here's Brees. He gets it to Thomas. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Brees now on 1st down. Completes this one to Meredith. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. That's Ryan Ramczyk, the former 1st-round pick. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a carry for Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady. 50,
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play.
56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. You.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. And we see his collection of highlights. He's always so tough to come. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Ready? 5-9. Baby, get him, boy. Get him, boy. Wait, wait.
Here's Darkwan. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Darkwan. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, now Brees. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. That's on Teron Armstead, the left tackle. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run with Darkwa. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now Brees. And that is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
A 59-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
A first down throw for Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll throw again. Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. To the air again, Prescott. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Sheldon Rankins. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Prescott.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League, where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. 31-9, the final. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Matt Ryan, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a great one to wrap up the month of September. Bengals and Steelers from Heinz Field. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Working from the gun, it's Brees. Caught by Allen. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Brees. And Gibbs got it. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brees. And Thomas has it. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On play action, it's Brees. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So that's going to push them back half the distance. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On the run, Darkwa. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Play action. Brees. This is caught by Gibb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Brees now on 3rd and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Josh Hill, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Throwing. Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Now, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Ginn. Oh, he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. They'll run again now with Darquan. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Brees to throw on 3rd and 1. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football. Incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. Cooper's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. A first down carry by Elliott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Holding offense.
So on the big tight end, holding. Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
First down.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. This is Elliott. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really...
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivation is...
And a loose football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. Mark 55, Mark 55.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Brees to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground. It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field. Certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run with Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Let's go, baby.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brees, and he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 45 on 2nd down, Brees. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now a play fake. Brees. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Ready.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now Brees on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all, and it's been a long day for this crowd. Waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They run the draw play. Allen. And they'll get him down right about the 20. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. And that'll set them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Brees. Allen's got it complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. The kick by Lutz is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his second field goal of the game. And Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, and that's Elliott, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They run a draw here on 2nd down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A gain there of 21 yards. Into the red zone, it's Brees. Gets it to Meredith, complete. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Brees. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jared Cook. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
I know a lot of coaches like to break their season into quarters, and how about the first 4 games for this guy? 3 touchdowns scored, really making his mark in the red zone here in the first month of the season.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's on Lyle Collins, free agent signee who was originally thought of as a first-round draft pick. 3rd and long for Prescott. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll throw again. Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
To throw again on 2nd down, Prescott. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Now Prescott completes it to Jason Witten. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott caught by Cobb. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Now Elliott. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4.
Holding.
And this looks like it's going to be holding. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys cut into that lead.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one.
And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Saints, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
only been in the country I was devastated.